Franchise. Authorization to use a company's brand and sell its products. License. Outlet. Chain. Dealership. What are the pros and cons of running a franchise business? Running a franchise offers the benefit of a trusted brand license. The outlet already has loyal customers. However, being part of a chain or dealership limits creativity. You follow rules but gain support. It's a safer choice than starting a business from scratch, though it may lack complete independence. Fraud. Wrongful deception intended for personal gain. Scam. Deceit. Trickery. Misrepresentation. How can people protect themselves from financial fraud? Avoiding fraud requires caution. Scammers often use deceit and trickery via emails or calls. Misrepresentation of brands is common in online scams. One must stay informed and verify all sources before sharing sensitive data to prevent falling victim to financial deception. Frontier. A border or the limit of knowledge or experience. Boundary. Edge. Border. Threshold. What technological frontier excites you most? Artificial intelligence is a fascinating frontier. We're at the edge of capabilities once imagined in fiction. Crossing this boundary with innovation opens new worlds. As we approach the threshold of machine learning breakthroughs, it's thrilling to think about how they will redefine our lives. Fuel. A material or source that sustains energy or progress. Power source. Energy. Propellant. Drive. What kinds of fuel are best for a green future? Renewable fuel like solar energy is essential for sustainability. Such power sources reduce pollution. These forms of energy act as eco-friendly propellants for technology. A cleaner fuel drive helps combat climate change and promotes a more resilient planet for future generations. Fundamental. Being essential or central to something. Basic. Core. Essential. Foundational. What is a fundamental skill every student should learn? Critical thinking is a fundamental skill. It's basic yet powerful. When students master this core ability, they evaluate information better. Essential for success, it supports academic growth. It becomes a foundational tool in making informed decisions and navigating complex challenges. Futuristic. Relating to or imagining advanced innovations in the future. Forward-looking. Advanced. Cutting edge. Visionary. What futuristic technology could change education? Virtual reality is a futuristic tool that could revolutionize learning. It's forward-looking and offers advanced experiences. This cutting-edge method engages students actively. Visionary approaches like these make classrooms more immersive, personalized, and skill-oriented, even beyond traditional boundaries. Germinate. To begin to grow or develop. Sprout. Emerge. Bud. Initiate. How does an idea germinate in someone's mind? Ideas often germinate when someone is exposed to new perspectives. A thought may sprout during deep conversations. As inspiration emerges and curiosity buds, creativity flourishes. Once initiated, a simple concept can grow into a full-fledged solution or project with enough passion and focus. Genuine. Real, authentic, and sincere. Authentic. Honest. Legitimate. True. How can you tell if someone is genuine? A genuine person shows consistent honesty. Their behavior feels authentic and reflects true emotions. Conversations with them seem legitimate because there's no hidden agenda. When someone is sincere, their intentions are trustworthy, and their empathy is easily felt by others. Glacier. A large, slow-moving mass of ice. Ice sheet. Ice formation. Ice mass. Frozen flow. What impact does glacier melting have on the planet? Glacier melting contributes to rising sea levels. As ice sheets disappear, coastal areas face flooding. These large frozen flows once stabilized ecosystems. The loss of ice masses affects weather patterns and biodiversity. Preserving glaciers is critical to maintaining Earth's climate balance. Grim. Harsh, bleak, or worrying in nature. Stern. Dismal. Bleak. Depressing. Why do some people feel grim about the future? Many people feel grim due to climate change or economic instability. News headlines are often bleak and dismal, contributing to anxiety. When prospects look depressing and the atmosphere feels stern, hope can fade. However, collective effort can make the future brighter and more optimistic. Groundbreaking. Introducing new ideas or methods. Innovative. Revolutionary. Trailblazing. Pioneering. What is a groundbreaking invention of recent times? The smartphone was a groundbreaking innovation. It's revolutionary in how we connect and learn. Trailblazing features like AI and cameras have transformed communication. As a pioneering tool, it changed not only technology, but our lifestyle, habits, and expectations globally. Harness. To control and make use of something effectively. Utilize. Exploit. Channel. Capture. How can we harness creativity for problem solving? Creativity, when harnessed properly, unlocks brilliant solutions. People can utilize imagination to build ideas and channel emotions into productivity. Some exploit artistic thinking to develop unique approaches, while others capture diverse insights to innovate successfully. Harbor. To keep or shelter something, often secretly. Shelter. Hide. Protect. Conceal. Is it ever justifiable to harbor negative emotions? While it's natural to harbor feelings, consistently sheltering resentment can be harmful. People may hide pain to protect relationships, but if they conceal their emotions without resolution, it can negatively affect well-being. Addressing issues instead of choosing to protect bitterness leads to healthier outcomes. Heinous. Shockingly wicked or evil. Atrocious. Horrific. Monstrous. Appalling. Why do some crimes seem more heinous than others? Crimes involving innocent victims are often viewed as heinous. Such acts are not just appalling, they're monstrous in nature. The level of brutality makes them horrific and morally atrocious. Society reacts strongly to these incidents because they violate deep ethical boundaries. Heritage. Traditions or property passed down through generations. Legacy. Inheritance. Tradition. Culture. Why is preserving cultural heritage important? Cultural heritage reflects our shared legacy. It includes inherited values, traditions, and architecture. When communities protect their culture, they preserve identity and continuity. Recognizing our inheritance ensures that future generations appreciate and sustain their unique traditions. Hierarchy. A system where people are ranked above one another. Ranking. Order. Structure. Ladder. Does hierarchy exist in every organization? Most organizations operate under some hierarchy. Whether it's a strict ladder or flexible ranking system, having order helps maintain structure. This framework assigns roles and responsibilities, allowing clear communication and decision-making within teams. It's vital for efficiency and accountability. Hostile. Unfriendly or antagonistic. Aggressive. Antagonistic. Confrontational. Unwelcoming. What makes some environments feel hostile? Hostile environments often feel aggressive due to tension or lack of empathy. Whether people behave in an antagonistic way or confrontational attitude prevails, the atmosphere can feel unwelcoming. Psychological safety fades when individuals feel unsupported or judged, making spaces emotionally uncomfortable. Horizontal. Parallel to the ground or baseline. Flat. Level. Sideways. Plane. How does horizontal design affect comfort at home? Horizontal design creates a calm, balanced atmosphere. When surfaces are flat and furniture is placed at level angles, the layout feels relaxed. Sideways alignment helps maximize space, and using a broad plane visually enlarges the room. It's ideal for minimalist or open-concept homes. Hydropower. Energy generated from flowing water. Water energy. Hydro energy. Renewable power. Aquatic electricity. How can hydropower support sustainable living? Hydropower offers clean, renewable power by transforming water energy into electricity. It's a form of aquatic electricity that doesn't emit carbon. Countries with access to rivers harness hydro energy efficiently, making it vital for long-term environmental goals and energy independence. Hibernation. A state of inactivity during cold periods. Dormancy. Torpor. Inactivity. Sleep. What can humans learn from animals that hibernate? Animals enter hibernation to survive harsh conditions. This dormancy teaches us to slow down and conserve energy during difficult times. Torpor and extended sleep reflect biological strategies for survival. Learning from such inactivity helps humans prioritize rest and mindfulness in a busy world. Herbivore. An animal that feeds only on plants. Plant eater. Vegetarian. Grazer. Browser. Why are herbivores crucial to ecosystems? Herbivores play a vital role in maintaining balance. As grazers, they regulate vegetation and help forests regenerate. These browsers shape plant life and serve as food for predators. Their presence supports biodiversity and prevents overgrowth, keeping ecological cycles sustainable and healthy. Iconic. Widely recognized and symbolic. Legendary. Symbolic. Famous. Memorable. What makes a landmark iconic? A landmark becomes iconic when it is both memorable and symbolic. It often has legendary status due to history or architecture. Famous sites like the Eiffel Tower evoke emotions and represent cultural identity. Their unique features make them unforgettable and instantly recognizable across generations. Identical. Exactly the same. Same. Alike. Duplicate. Matching. Are identical twins truly the same in personality? Though identical twins share matching DNA, personalities can differ. Physically, they appear duplicate, but emotionally they're not always alike. Life experiences shape behavior. Being the same doesn't mean they react or think identically, individuality still flourishes within shared traits. Illuminate. To light up or make something clear. Brighten. Clarify. Light. Explain. Why is it important to illuminate a complex idea? Illuminating complex ideas helps others understand. Teachers often clarify abstract concepts by using visuals and explanations. To explain something effectively, you need to brighten the topic and shed light on its components. Good communication illuminates hidden details and simplifies difficult information. Illness. A state of being physically or mentally unwell. Disease. Sickness. Ailment. Condition. How can lifestyle choices prevent illness? Balanced habits reduce the risk of illness. Avoiding poor diets prevents disease, while regular exercise limits sickness. Addressing mental strain early can stop serious ailments. Preventative care helps manage conditions before they escalate, making wellness a daily responsibility. Illustrate. To explain or show something clearly. Demonstrate. Depict. Explain. Present. How can visuals help illustrate complex ideas? Visual aids like charts or diagrams clearly illustrate abstract ideas. They demonstrate relationships and depict patterns that are hard to explain verbally. By presenting content in a simplified form, visuals enhance understanding and help audiences grasp even technical subjects quickly and effectively. Impede. To delay or prevent something by obstructing. Hinder. Obstruct. Block. Hamper. How do distractions impede productivity? Distractions can seriously impede focus and delay progress. They hinder concentration, obstruct workflow, and block creativity. When interruptions constantly hamper efforts, even simple tasks feel exhausting. Eliminating noise and setting boundaries helps protect time and energy. Impediments. Things that prevent progress or success. Barriers. Obstacles. Hurdles. Restrictions. What are common impediments to learning a new language? Impediments to language learning include lack of time, fear of speaking, and pronunciation hurdles. These obstacles act as mental barriers. Cultural restrictions or limited access to resources are also common hurdles. Overcoming these requires patience, practice, and supportive tools. Implement. To put a plan or decision into effect. Execute. Carry out. Enforce. Apply. What's the best way to implement change in an organization? Change should be implemented gradually. Leaders must execute strategies clearly and carry out initiatives consistently. When policies are enforced with transparency and applied flexibly, employees adapt more willingly. Effective communication and collaboration smooth the transition process. Implicit. Implied or understood without being stated directly. Indirect. Unspoken. Inferred. Tacit. Why is implicit communication common in some cultures? In high-context cultures, implicit communication is preferred to maintain harmony. People rely on unspoken cues and tacit understanding. Emotions and intentions are inferred rather than directly stated. This indirect approach preserves relationships and shows respect for social norms. Impressive. Having a strong effect, especially admiration. Remarkable. Striking. Memorable. Admirable. What makes someone's achievements impressive? Achievements are impressive when they're remarkable in effort and impact. Striking results, especially in tough circumstances, show admirable dedication. Memorable contributions, whether academic or social, often inspire others and deserve recognition for their uniqueness and perseverance. Incentive. Something that motivates action or behavior. Motivation. Stimulus. Encouragement. Reward. Are financial incentives effective in increasing work performance? Financial incentives can improve productivity. They serve as motivation for reaching goals and act as an encouraging stimulus. When employees receive rewards, they feel valued and work harder. However, non-financial factors also matter, like growth and recognition. Inconsistent. Not steady, regular, or in agreement. Erratic. Unreliable. Contradictory. Irregular. How can inconsistent behavior affect relationships? Inconsistent behavior creates confusion and mistrust. Erratic actions feel unreliable, especially when expectations aren't met. If someone is contradictory or irregular in communication, emotional bonds weaken. Relationships need stability and openness to grow and thrive long-term. Indispensable. Absolutely necessary. Essential. Crucial. Vital. Required. What is an indispensable skill in today's job market? Communication is indispensable in modern careers. It's essential for teamwork and client relations. Crucial ideas must be shared clearly. Whether you're a leader or a learner, the ability to express yourself is vital. This skill is required across industries and roles. Indigenous. Originating naturally in a particular place. Native. Local. Aboriginal. Original. Why is it important to protect indigenous cultures? Indigenous cultures carry rich heritage. Native traditions, languages, and beliefs shape local identity. Protecting Aboriginal customs helps preserve history and biodiversity. These original communities offer unique knowledge, often rooted in environmental stewardship and community values. Indirect. Not going in a straight line or stated directly. Implicit. Circuitous. Roundabout. Oblique. Is indirect communication useful or problematic? Indirect speech can be useful in sensitive settings. Its implicit nature softens criticism. However, circuitous explanations may confuse others. Roundabout wording risks misinterpretation, and oblique messages can cause frustration if clarity is needed. Balance is key in effective communication. Indulge. To allow oneself or someone else pleasure or luxury. Pamper. Satisfy. Gratify. Spoil. Is it healthy to indulge in your favorite activities? Occasional indulgence is healthy and recharges energy. Whether you pamper yourself with rest or satisfy a craving, it's vital for emotional wellness. To gratify your hobbies without guilt helps maintain balance. Of course, overdoing it and constantly spoiling habits may lead to burnout or distraction. Inference. A conclusion drawn from evidence and reasoning. Deduction. Assumption. Interpretation. Conclusion. How do people make inferences during conversations? Inference comes from listening carefully. People make deductions based on tone and expressions. Assumptions arise when words suggest emotion beyond their literal meaning. Through interpretation of context, conclusions are drawn. It's a key skill for understanding indirect communication or hidden emotions. Inferior. Of lower quality or status. Lesser. Substandard. Weak. Second-rate. How do people react when treated as inferior? Being treated as inferior damages confidence. When labeled lesser or second-rate, people may feel undervalued. A substandard evaluation without reason affects morale. Long-term exposure to weak treatment leads to resentment and can hinder potential. Respect and equality are essential to healthy relationships. Inflate. To make something expand or increase unnaturally. Enlarge. Expand. Amplify. Blow up. How can media inflate public fear during crises? Media can sometimes inflate panic by amplifying minor issues. Continuous reports enlarge the sense of danger and expand anxiety. Sensational headlines blow up negative narratives and amplify speculation. While transparency is important, balanced reporting is crucial to avoid unnecessary alarm. Inflation. The general increase in prices and fall in the purchasing value. Price rise. Cost increase. Economic growth. Value drop. What are the impacts of inflation on everyday life? Inflation affects daily life by causing a general price rise. Groceries cost more, and even minor cost increases strain budgets. This economic growth can lead to value drop in salaries. Families feel the pressure when purchasing power weakens, forcing adjustments to lifestyle and financial planning. Inhabit. To live or reside in a place. Occupy. Reside. Settle. Dwell. Why do people choose to inhabit urban areas more than rural ones? Urban areas offer greater opportunities, so many choose to inhabit cities. They prefer to reside near jobs and education. As people occupy modern apartments or dwell in connected neighborhoods, they settle where resources and infrastructure are accessible. It's convenience and ambition driving the migration. Inherent. Existing naturally or permanently in someone/something. Intrinsic. Innate. Built-in. Essential. What are some inherent qualities of a good teacher? Good teachers have inherent empathy and patience. These intrinsic traits help them connect with students. Innate enthusiasm and built-in adaptability make learning enjoyable. Being approachable and essential to growth, these qualities make education both effective and meaningful. Inhibit. To prevent or restrict an action or process. Restrain. Suppress. Hinder. Block. How does fear inhibit creative expression? Fear can inhibit creativity by restraining bold ideas. When people suppress imagination or hinder exploration due to judgment, it blocks innovation. Anxiety restrains experimentation, making individuals less willing to express unique thoughts openly. Overcoming this leads to a more vibrant creative process. Initiative. A plan or action intended to solve or improve something. Scheme. Program. Proposal. Strategy. Why are youth initiatives important in society? Youth initiatives promote leadership and innovation. When governments support schemes for employment or education, young people engage meaningfully. Such programs offer skills and exposure. A well-designed proposal or strategy not only motivates youth but transforms them into social contributors. Innovate. To introduce new ideas, methods, or products. Invent. Pioneer. Modernize. Revolutionize. How do companies benefit when they innovate consistently? Companies that innovate stay competitive. Inventing solutions and pioneering trends keeps them relevant. By modernizing operations and revolutionizing customer experience, they attract loyalty and increase value. Innovation is not just optional, it's a survival strategy in fast-paced industries. Intellect. The ability to think and reason intelligently. Intelligence. Understanding. Mental capacity. Brain power. Why is intellect more valued than physical strength today? Intellect drives complex problem solving, especially in today's tech-based world. While physical strength has its place, intelligence and brainpower enable innovation. Deep understanding and mental capacity are essential in fields like science, medicine, and engineering, making intellect highly prized. Intimacy. Close familiarity or emotional connection. Closeness. Affection. Bond. Connection. Why is emotional intimacy important in relationships? Emotional intimacy deepens relationships by building trust and closeness. Affection and connection help partners feel secure. A strong bond allows open communication, and when there's consistent emotional presence, conflicts reduce. It's the heartbeat of meaningful and enduring partnerships. Interrelate. To be connected and have an effect on each other. Connect. Link. Associate. Influence. How do environmental issues interrelate with economic growth? Environmental degradation and economic growth often interrelate. As industries connect with natural resources, pollution rises. The way policies link sustainability with production influences future prospects. If we associate profit with eco-responsibility, progress becomes both balanced and ethical. Intersect. To meet or cross at a common point. Cross. Meet. Converge. Overlap. How do different cultures intersect in urban societies? In cities, cultures intersect through festivals, food, and friendships. Communities cross paths in shared spaces like schools and markets. Traditions meet and converge, enriching society. These overlaps allow people to learn, adapt, and build inclusive environments where diversity is celebrated. Intervene. To become involved in a situation to change or stop what is happening. Mediate. Interfere. Intercede. Step in. When is it appropriate to intervene in a conflict between friends? Intervening in a conflict is delicate. Sometimes it's best to mediate when emotions escalate. If you tactfully intercede without taking sides, you might help resolve tension. However, excessive interference can worsen things, so knowing when to step in is key to preserving friendships and encouraging honest dialogue. Interval. A period of time between two events or actions. Gap. Pause. Break. Intermission. Why are intervals important during long study sessions? Taking an interval during long study periods boosts focus. A short break allows your brain to recharge. Whether it's a pause or a gap between topics, this intermission helps reduce fatigue. By inserting a strategic break, learners regain energy and absorb material more effectively. Interview. A formal conversation for assessment or gathering information. Meeting. Discussion. Dialogue. Consultation. What tips would you give to someone preparing for a job interview? Preparation is crucial for any interview. Research before your meeting helps you speak confidently. Treat the discussion as a professional dialogue. Practicing for the consultation with common questions makes you feel more natural. Ultimately, thoughtful communication makes a lasting impression. Intimidating. Causing fear or making someone feel nervous or afraid. Frightening. Daunting. Overwhelming. Threatening. Have you ever found public speaking intimidating? Yes, public speaking was once intimidating to me. Standing on stage was both daunting and overwhelming. The fear of being judged felt threatening. Over time, I learned to manage the nerves and embrace the challenge. Now, what was once frightening has become a skill I truly enjoy and continue to refine. Intrinsic. Belonging naturally, essential. Inherent. Innate. Fundamental. Built-in. What are some intrinsic motivations people have for working hard? Many people are driven by intrinsic motivations such as pride and personal growth. These innate reasons go beyond money, they're built-in ambitions. The sense of achievement is a fundamental reward that makes hard work satisfying. When motivation is inherent, goals become more meaningful and fulfilling. Investigate. To examine something carefully and systematically. Examine. Inquire. Probe. Research. Why is it important to investigate news sources before believing them? In today's world, misinformation spreads quickly. Investigating news sources is essential. By examining facts and probing deeper, we avoid falling for misleading headlines. To research content critically and inquire into its origin helps preserve our ability to make informed and rational decisions. Invasion. An unwelcome entry into a place, often by force. Intrusion. Incursion. Attack. Assault. How does invasion of privacy affect people emotionally? An invasion of privacy can trigger deep emotional discomfort. Whether it's an online intrusion or a physical incursion, people feel vulnerable. This kind of assault makes trust difficult. When boundaries are violated, victims may experience anxiety, especially after a sudden and unexpected attack on their space. Invade. To enter forcibly or disturb the peace of something. Overrun. Penetrate. Encroach. Occupy. Can social media sometimes invade personal boundaries? Definitely. Social media can invade privacy when people overrun others' personal lives online. Unwanted tagging or public comments can penetrate emotional boundaries. It's easy for users to encroach on someone's space without consent. If not handled carefully, platforms might occupy too much of our mental and emotional energy. Invaluable. Extremely useful or indispensable. Priceless. Irreplaceable. Crucial. Vital. What is an invaluable skill for succeeding in life? Communication is an invaluable skill because it's both priceless and irreplaceable. It's crucial for navigating relationships, work environments, and opportunities. Vital exchanges happen daily, and those who communicate effectively can build trust and avoid misunderstandings, essential traits in modern society. Inverse. Opposite in position, order, or effect. Opposite. Reverse. Contrary. Antithesis. Can success have an inverse relationship with comfort? Yes, success sometimes has an inverse link to comfort. As people strive toward ambitious goals, they often face the reverse of ease. This contrary path involves sacrifice, pushing past the antithesis of stability. The drive to succeed may temporarily replace relaxation with discipline. Invert. To turn something upside down or reverse order. Flip. Reverse. Overturn. Rotate. How can changing perspective help when you invert a situation? Inverting a situation often reveals new insights. When you flip your view or reverse expectations, you learn to overturn old beliefs and rotate ideas toward better outcomes. This fresh lens makes problem-solving dynamic and helps you adapt when things don't go as planned. Isolate. To separate from others. Separate. Segregate. Detach. Seclude. Why is it sometimes necessary to isolate yourself? Isolation can be essential for reflection. When you separate from daily noise, you detach from distractions and segregate stress. Secluding yourself helps restore mental clarity. Whether it's to refocus or recharge, personal space often leads to greater productivity and self-awareness. Issue. An important topic or problem. Matter. Concern. Problem. Debate. What issues are most discussed in modern society? Climate change is a major issue today. This matter impacts everyone and sparks concern across generations. Political debate and economic problems often tie into environmental policy. Addressing these concerns requires cooperation and long-term thinking to create real progress. Jeopardize. To put something at risk. Endanger. Threaten. Compromise. Risk. How can social media jeopardize privacy? Posting too much online can jeopardize privacy. Sharing location or personal data may endanger security and compromise identity. These risks threaten users' well-being, especially if information falls into the wrong hands. People must stay cautious to avoid putting themselves in danger. Judicial. Related to courts or the legal system. Legal. Juridical. Court-related. Jurisprudential. How does the judicial system ensure fairness? The judicial system aims to uphold fairness through legal procedures. Every court-related process follows set guidelines. Juridical reviews and jurisprudential evaluations determine outcomes objectively. This legal framework protects citizens' rights and builds societal trust in justice. Justice. Fair treatment and law enforcement. Fairness. Equity. Integrity. Impartiality. Why is justice important in society? Justice is foundational to a stable society. When fairness governs decisions and equity shapes systems, trust grows. Integrity in leadership and impartiality in institutions help resolve conflict. Without justice, chaos arises and marginalized voices remain unheard, undermining unity and progress. Kinetic. Related to movement. Energetic. Motion-based. Dynamic. Moving. How does kinetic energy benefit athletic performance? Kinetic energy is essential for sports. It fuels motion-based actions, whether sprinting or jumping. An athlete's dynamic strength relies on how their body stores and transfers energy. This moving power allows rapid reactions, making them more energetic, explosive, and effective in performance. Laboratory. A place for scientific research or experiments. Research room. Testing center. Experimental area. Science lab. How do laboratories contribute to medical advancements? Laboratories are vital for innovation. In every research room or science lab, discoveries are tested and refined. These experimental areas allow breakthroughs to emerge, from vaccines to treatments. When a testing center functions well, it accelerates progress and saves lives globally. Launch. To begin or introduce something new. Initiate. Start. Commence. Unveil. Why do companies carefully plan their product launches? Launching a product requires strategic planning. Brands must initiate excitement, then unveil features to attract attention. The timing to start campaigns or commence advertising determines success. A well-executed launch boosts visibility and builds consumer trust right from the beginning. Landmark. An important or recognizable object or event. Monument. Milestone. Turning point. Symbol. What landmark in your country attracts the most visitors? In Bangladesh, the Shahid Minar is a powerful landmark. This monument symbolizes linguistic heritage and marks a significant milestone in our history. It became a turning point for cultural awareness and now stands as a symbol of resilience. Tourists and locals visit regularly to honor its legacy. Language. A system of communication used by a group of people. dialect, speech, tongue, linguistic system. How can learning a second language benefit someone professionally? Learning a second language opens doors professionally. It allows fluency in another speech system and connects people across cultures. Understanding multiple dialects improves global business communication. A strong command of a new tongue often builds trust, making one more adaptable in linguistic environments. Legislate. To create or enact laws. Regulate. Pass laws. Establish rules. Formalize. Why is it necessary for governments to legislate environmental protection? Governments must legislate environmental policies to ensure sustainability. When they regulate emissions and formalize green practices, ecosystems benefit. Establishing rules around deforestation and pollution helps protect biodiversity. Passing laws reflects a nation's commitment to future generations. Legitimate. Lawful, acceptable, or genuine. Legal. Valid. Authentic. Permissible. What makes a business practice legitimate? A business practice is legitimate when it's both legal and ethical. It must follow valid regulations and offer authentic services. Operations should be permissible by local standards and not mislead consumers. Trust grows when companies maintain transparency and meet legitimate expectations. Luxury. Something expensive and desirable but not essential. Opulence. Indulgence. Extravagance. Lavishness. Do you think luxury items are worth the price? Whether luxury items are worth their cost depends on value perception. Opulence often equates to status, but indulgence doesn't always guarantee quality. Some buy extravagance for emotional satisfaction. Lavishness may appeal to the senses, yet practicality sometimes outweighs prestige when making purchases. Mammal. A warm-blooded vertebrate animal with hair/fur and live birth. Warm-blooded. Vertebrate. Animal species. Placental animal. What distinguishes mammals from other animals? Mammals are unique due to their warm-blooded nature and the way they give birth. Unlike cold-blooded species, these vertebrates regulate temperature internally. Most placental animals nourish their offspring before birth, and their body structure sets them apart from other animal species. Manipulate. To control or influence something skillfully or unfairly. Control. Influence. Exploit. Direct. Is it acceptable to manipulate opinions through advertising? Manipulating opinions via advertising walks a fine line. If brands control narratives ethically and influence choices transparently, it's acceptable. However, exploiting emotions or misdirecting facts becomes misleading. Skillful direction is fine as long as honesty underpins every campaign. Marginalize. To treat someone or something as unimportant. Exclude. Dismiss. Ignore. Disregard. Why is it dangerous to marginalize minority communities? Marginalizing minorities leads to deep social damage. When groups are excluded or dismissed from discourse, they lose representation. Ignoring their needs and disregarding their value fosters inequality. Inclusion is vital, as every voice contributes to richer and more just societies. Maternal. Related to motherhood or motherly qualities. Motherly. Nurturing. Parental. Protective. How do maternal instincts influence parenting? Maternal instincts bring natural nurturing qualities to parenting. A motherly approach ensures emotional warmth, while protective tendencies guard children's well-being. These parental instincts guide decisions and create safety. Nurturing behavior builds strong emotional bonds that support development. Manifest. To show something clearly or prove through actions. Display. Demonstrate. Reveal. Exhibit. How can someone manifest confidence in social situations? Confidence manifests through body language and speech. When people display optimism and demonstrate assertiveness, it's clear they believe in themselves. They reveal calmness even in stress and exhibit clarity in opinions. Manifesting confidence helps build trust and command respect in social settings. Metabolism. Chemical processes within the body that maintain life. Bodily function. Energy cycle. Digestive process. Cellular activity. How does metabolism affect physical health? Metabolism affects weight, energy, and mood. A fast energy cycle helps burn calories, while slow bodily function may cause fatigue. Cellular activity controls how efficiently the body uses nutrients, and digestive processes support immunity. Boosting metabolism through fitness and diet improves overall health. Meteorology. The scientific study of weather and atmosphere. Weather science. Climate study. Atmospheric science. Forecasting field. Why is meteorology important in modern society? Meteorology helps prepare for climate challenges. This weather science enables accurate forecasting to prevent disasters. By studying atmosphere and engaging in climate analysis, societies can adapt better. As a forecasting field, it's essential for agriculture, aviation, and daily safety across the globe. Meticulous. Showing great attention to detail. Thorough. Precise. Careful. Exact. What are the benefits of being meticulous at work? Being meticulous ensures accuracy and quality. Precise attention prevents mistakes, while a thorough approach improves reputation. Careful planning leads to better execution, and an exact mindset fosters reliability. Employers value individuals who consistently deliver excellence through detailed work. Milestone. A significant point in development or progress. Minute. Extremely small or precise. Tiny. Minuscule. Microscopic. Precise. Why is it important to pay attention to minute details in design? In design, minute details define quality. Even tiny adjustments can enhance aesthetics or function. A minuscule error may affect usability, while microscopic inconsistencies disturb harmony. Being precise helps deliver products that feel refined and reliable to the end user. Migration. Movement of people or animals from one place to another. Relocation. Displacement. Exodus. Resettlement. Why do people choose migration as a life decision? Migration often offers new opportunities. People seek relocation to escape hardship or pursue growth. Whether it's forced displacement or voluntary exodus, the hope of resettlement drives them. Cultural diversity and economic stability are major motivations behind this life-altering choice. Mitigate. To make something less severe or harmful. Lessen. Reduce. Ease. Alleviate. How can individuals mitigate stress in their daily lives? People can mitigate stress through mindfulness and time management. These practices lessen anxiety and reduce pressure. Exercise and hobbies ease tension, while social support can alleviate emotional burdens. Small lifestyle changes make a big difference in preserving mental health. Momentum. The driving force or motion of something increasing in strength. Drive. Energy. Force. Impulse. Why is maintaining momentum important in project work? Sustaining momentum ensures continuous progress. When a team gains drive, energy builds around goals. This force propels tasks forward, while impulse inspires creativity. Losing momentum often leads to delays, so consistency is essential for meeting deadlines and keeping morale high. Moment. A short period of time or a specific point in time. Instant. Occasion. Flash. Point. Can one moment change a person's life entirely? Absolutely, a single moment can be transformative. Whether it's an unexpected flash of insight or a key occasion, life shifts. That instant might seem small, yet its emotional impact becomes a defining point. These pivotal experiences often reshape how people view themselves and the world. Motivate. To provide someone with a reason or energy to act. Inspire. Encourage. Stimulate. Drive. What motivates students to excel in academics? Many students are motivated by achievement and future prospects. Teachers who inspire confidence and stimulate curiosity play a key role. Encouragement from family and self-drive also matter. Recognition of hard work fosters discipline and reinforces the desire to succeed academically. Movement. A physical or social change or activity. Shift. Action. Transition. Motion. How can a social movement influence government policies? A powerful social movement can influence leaders by raising awareness. Public action creates pressure, leading to policy shift. This transition is often driven by collective motion and sustained advocacy. History proves that unified voices have reshaped laws and challenged inequality. Myriad. A countless or very large number. Abundance. Multitude. Mass. Plenitude. Why are students exposed to a myriad of subjects in school? Schools offer a myriad of subjects to ensure holistic development. This abundance helps students discover interests. The multitude of disciplines provides varied perspectives. Engaging with a mass of ideas encourages critical thinking and a plenitude of opportunities across careers. Navigate. To find or direct one's course through something. Steer. Maneuver. Travel. Pilot. How do people navigate challenges in their personal lives? People navigate difficulties by adapting strategies. They learn to steer emotions and pilot their decisions calmly. With support, they maneuver through problems effectively. Life is a journey. Those who travel through hardship with resilience often emerge stronger and wiser. Norm. A standard or accepted way of doing things. Standard. Custom. Rule. Convention. How do cultural norms differ across countries? Norms vary due to historical customs and societal expectations. What's a standard practice in one place may be considered unusual elsewhere. These cultural rules form conventions that guide behavior. Understanding differences fosters tolerance and appreciation for global diversity. Notion. A general understanding, idea, or belief. Concept. Idea. Perception. Impression. What's your notion of personal success? My notion of success includes balance and purpose. It's not just an idea of wealth or status, it's a perception of fulfillment. This concept involves growth, resilience, and relationships. A positive impression of self and meaningful goals define my vision of achievement. Nocturnal. Active or occurring during the night. Nighttime. Late night. Dark hour. After dark. Why do some animals have nocturnal behavior? Many animals are nocturnal to avoid predators and harsh conditions. Their nighttime instincts help them thrive during dark hours. Whether hunting or mating after dark, they adapt to late-night routines. Evolution shaped these behaviors to match survival needs under moonlit skies. Negotiate. To discuss something to reach an agreement. Bargain. Discuss. Mediate. Settle. How do people negotiate effectively in business? Effective negotiation requires patience and clarity. Professionals bargain with confidence and mediate terms respectfully. They discuss expectations openly and aim to settle mutually. Strong communication skills help resolve conflicts and create long-lasting partnerships in business. Nominate. To formally suggest someone for a position or award. Recommend. Propose. Suggest. Put forward. Why is it an honor to be nominated for a leadership role? Being nominated reflects trust and recognition. Whether someone recommends you or puts your name forward formally, it's validating. A proposal for leadership suggests you've shown dedication. It encourages growth and confirms your ability to guide others with integrity and purpose. Novel. New, original, or creative. Innovative. Fresh. Unique. Groundbreaking. Why are novel ideas important in science and technology? Novel ideas fuel progress. When researchers present fresh perspectives and innovative solutions, breakthroughs occur. These unique concepts often become groundbreaking discoveries. In science, originality drives invention, reshaping how we solve global problems and explore future possibilities. Nurture. To care for and encourage growth or development. Cultivate. Foster. Encourage. Support. How can parents nurture their children's creativity? Parents nurture creativity by offering time and space to explore ideas. When they cultivate artistic curiosity and foster a non-judgmental environment, children feel confident. By encouraging imagination and supporting hobbies consistently, parents inspire growth that lasts well beyond childhood. Obnoxious. Extremely unpleasant or offensive. Annoying. Disgusting. Offensive. Irritating. What behavior do you find most obnoxious in public places? Loud phone conversations are one of the most obnoxious behaviors I've witnessed in public. They're incredibly annoying when you're trying to concentrate. The volume and tone can feel offensive, and such inconsiderate acts are genuinely irritating to those around, especially in quiet settings like trains or libraries. Obsolete. No longer in use or outdated. Outdated. Redundant. Archaic. Antiquated. Do you think traditional skills have become obsolete? Some traditional skills have become obsolete due to technology. For example, handwriting is seen as outdated in digital workplaces. Certain manual processes feel redundant now, replaced by automation. Though some consider them archaic or antiquated, they still hold cultural and educational value. Occupy. To reside in or take up space or time. Reside. Inhabit. Fill. Engage. What kind of activities can occupy your weekend? My weekends are usually occupied by reading and nature walks. These hours are filled with books that engage the mind. Sometimes, I reside in cafes to study or inhabit quiet green spaces. They fill time meaningfully and help me recharge while staying mentally and physically active. Odor. A particular smell, often unpleasant. Scent. Smell. Aroma. Stench. What do you usually do when there's a bad odor in the house? If there's an unpleasant odor, I ventilate immediately. Sometimes, a stench from spoiled food lingers. After identifying the source of the smell, I use natural sprays or burn candles to neutralize the scent. Restoring a fresh aroma makes the house comfortable again quickly. Outcome. The result or effect of an action or event. Result. Consequence. Aftermath. Product. How do exam outcomes affect students' future decisions? Exam outcomes often influence career paths. A good result boosts confidence, while a poor consequence might lead to re-evaluation. Students reflect on the aftermath and decide whether to shift goals. Ultimately, the product of their efforts helps define the direction of future choices and learning strategies. Orbit. The curved path of an object around a star or planet. Revolution. Path. Circuit. Trajectory. Why is Earth's orbit crucial for maintaining life? Earth's orbit ensures stable climate cycles. This revolution around the Sun keeps seasonal patterns predictable. Without a consistent path, the planet's trajectory would be chaotic. Such a circuit maintains essential conditions for agriculture and biodiversity, helping sustain all forms of life. Oscillate. To move back and forth in a regular pattern. Swing. Sway. Waver. Fluctuate. How do people's opinions oscillate during elections? Public views often oscillate in the election season. Voters swing between parties due to promises and controversies. Emotional reactions may sway decisions, while policy debates make opinions waver. This fluctuation reflects how complex political choices can be, even within a single voting period. Overwhelmed. Feeling mentally or physically burdened or overloaded. Burdened. Distracted. Shaken. Dazed. How do people cope when they feel overwhelmed at work? When overwhelmed, people benefit from mindfulness and delegation. Being burdened by deadlines can leave them dazed or mentally shaken. Taking short breaks helps avoid feeling distracted. Prioritizing tasks and seeking support lets them regain control and perform effectively under pressure. Panacea. A solution for all problems or difficulties. Cure-all. Remedy. Elixir. Universal fix. Do you think education is a panacea for social problems? Education is often seen as a panacea because it empowers individuals and offers a cure-all for poverty and inequality. It acts as a remedy by fostering awareness, an elixir for opportunity, and a universal fix that bridges social gaps. However, it must be accessible and inclusive to fulfill this potential. Parliament. The legislative body of government. Legislature. Assembly. Council. House. How does Parliament play a role in shaping national laws? Parliament is central to democracy. The legislature debates policies, while the Assembly ensures citizen concerns are represented. This council votes on laws, making the House a powerful force for shaping national direction. Public accountability depends on how effectively it functions and listens. Paternal. Related to or characteristic of a father. Fatherly. Protective. Supportive. Male parental. What role do paternal figures play in child development? Paternal figures offer a fatherly presence essential for stability. Their protective nature helps children feel secure. Through supportive actions and male parental involvement, values like discipline and confidence are often instilled. A nurturing balance between authority and affection strengthens growth. Peasant. A poor farmer or laborer working in rural areas. Farmer. Rural laborer. Agricultural worker. Smallholder. How has the life of peasants changed in modern society? The life of peasants has evolved due to technology and policy reforms. Today's farmers and rural laborers use modern tools. Agricultural workers now access subsidies, and even smallholders benefit from online markets. While challenges persist, these advancements have significantly reshaped rural livelihoods. Pertinent. Relevant or directly related to the subject. Relevant. Applicable. Related. Appropriate. Why is it important to ask pertinent questions during an interview? Pertinent questions show preparation. When you ask relevant and applicable queries, it reveals genuine interest. Choosing related and appropriate topics helps you connect with the interviewer, clarify expectations, and demonstrate that you're engaged and thoughtful throughout the conversation. Pervasive. Spreading widely throughout an area or group. Widespread. Omnipresent. Prevalent. All-encompassing. How has technology become a pervasive part of our lives? Technology is so pervasive that it's omnipresent, from homes to schools. It's become widespread in communication, prevalent in work culture, and all-encompassing in education. Whether chatting or learning, digital tools shape nearly every aspect of how we live and interact daily. Phenomena. Observable events or facts, especially in nature or science. Events. Occurrences. Happenings. Manifestations. What natural phenomena do people find most fascinating? People are fascinated by phenomena like auroras and eclipses. These rare events spark curiosity. Such occurrences amaze viewers globally, while everyday happenings like rainbows are also admired. They are manifestations of nature's beauty and continue to inspire scientific exploration. Phobia. An extreme or irrational fear of something. Fear. Anxiety. Panic. Aversion. What can help someone overcome a phobia? To overcome a phobia, therapy and gradual exposure are helpful. Whether the fear involves animals or social settings, managing anxiety takes time. Reducing panic and reshaping aversion through support and techniques allows people to regain control and reduce irrational reactions. Plagiarism. Copying someone else's work without permission or acknowledgement. Copying. Theft. Imitation. Intellectual fraud. Why is plagiarism a serious issue in academic settings? Plagiarism undermines credibility. It's intellectual fraud that damages trust. Copying others' work shows poor ethics, and such imitation hinders learning. Academic theft not only affects reputation but also weakens original thought, which is the foundation of meaningful education and research. Plead. To request or beg emotionally or formally. Beg. Appeal. Implore. Petition. Why might someone plead for leniency after making a mistake? People plead when they feel remorseful. They beg for understanding, especially after genuine errors. Making an appeal or imploring for leniency reflects accountability. In formal settings, a petition may show regret and a desire to improve, which often earns empathy or a second chance. Plethora. An extremely large or excessive amount. Abundance. Excess. Overload. Surplus. Does having a plethora of choices make decision-making harder? A plethora of options often complicates decisions. While an abundance provides flexibility, excess can lead to confusion. The overload of features or choices may cause hesitation, and even surplus information can hinder clarity. Sometimes, simpler selections reduce stress and improve outcomes. Pollinate. To transfer pollen for fertilization. Fertilize. Crossbreed. Spread pollen. Reproduce. Why is it important to protect insects that pollinate plants? Pollinating insects play a vital role in helping plants fertilize and reproduce. When bees crossbreed flowers by spreading pollen, they ensure biodiversity. Protecting them supports food security and helps ecosystems remain healthy. Without them, natural reproduction would decline drastically. Poles apart. Completely different in opinion or quality. Contrasting. Opposite. Conflicting. Dissimilar. Can two friends be poles apart in personality and still get along? Yes, some friends are poles apart in personality yet maintain strong bonds. Their contrasting traits often balance each other. While one may be reserved and the other outgoing, their opposing energies help resolve conflicts. Being dissimilar can actually spark deeper understanding and growth. Potential. Capability to develop or succeed. ability, possibility, promise, capacity. How can teachers help students reach their potential? Teachers unlock potential by fostering ability and creating opportunities. When they see promise in a child and nurture that possibility, the student feels empowered. Recognizing capacity and tailoring lessons accordingly allows learners to achieve more than they imagined. Pragmatic. Dealing with problems in a practical and realistic way. Practical. Realistic. Sensible. Down to earth. Is it better to be pragmatic when making career choices? Being pragmatic in career decisions helps align passion with practicality. A realistic approach ensures financial stability. Sensible planning and down-to-earth goals reduce disappointment and make long-term success more achievable, even in uncertain job markets. Precursor. Something that comes before and leads to another. Forerunner. Antecedent. Indicator. Harbinger. Can early habits act as a precursor to future success? Absolutely. Discipline in youth is often a forerunner to lifelong achievement. These early indicators shape habits and serve as antecedents to personal growth. When behaviors act as a harbinger of motivation, success tends to follow naturally through consistency. Predict. To say what will happen in the future. Forecast. Anticipate. Foresee. Project. How accurately can experts predict economic changes? Experts use models to predict shifts in the economy. While forecasts rely on data, unpredictable global events challenge accuracy. Economists anticipate trends, but even well-planned projections can miss the mark. It's vital to foresee multiple outcomes rather than one fixed result. Preliminary. Occurring before or leading up to something. Initial. Opening. Preparatory. Introductory. Why is preliminary research important in academic writing? Preliminary research forms the initial base of academic work. It provides preparatory insight and helps build strong arguments. When writers explore introductory data, they avoid weak assumptions. Opening investigations guide the direction of the entire study and increase credibility. Prerogative. A special right or privilege. Privilege. Authority. Entitlement. Choice. Should students have the prerogative to choose subjects freely? Giving students the prerogative to choose subjects builds ownership. This privilege encourages deeper learning. When learners have the authority to shape their education, it fosters independence. Having that entitlement also empowers them to pursue their genuine interests and strengths. Pressing. Urgent and requiring immediate attention. Urgent. Crucial. Critical. Immediate. What are some pressing issues facing young people today? Mental health is a pressing concern among youth. With rising academic stress and social pressure, it's become an urgent topic. Support systems must respond to these critical challenges. Addressing it through immediate intervention and crucial education can prevent long-term harm. Pretend. To behave as if something is true when it is not. Fake. Act. Simulate. Feign. Is pretending helpful in certain social situations? Sometimes pretending helps maintain harmony. People may fake interest to avoid conflict or act enthusiastic at formal events. When someone simulates emotion or feigns confidence, it can ease social tension. However, constant insincerity can damage authenticity and relationships. Prevent. To stop something from happening. Avoid. Stop. Halt. Block. What measures can prevent climate-related disasters? Governments can prevent climate disasters by adopting strong policies. Renewable energy avoids dependency on fossil fuels, and urban planning stops overdevelopment. Early warnings help halt damage, while global cooperation blocks irreversible environmental loss and encourages innovation. Procure. To obtain something with effort or care. Acquire. Get. Secure. Obtain. How do companies procure resources in competitive markets? In competitive markets, companies must procure resources strategically. They acquire materials through reliable supply chains, secure exclusive deals, and get access via negotiation. To obtain high-quality goods consistently, businesses often invest in long-term partnerships and ethical sourcing. Prohibit. To officially forbid something. Ban. Restrict. Forbid. Disallow. Should governments prohibit the use of plastic? Governments should prohibit single-use plastics due to environmental harm. Banning them reduces ocean waste. When policies restrict harmful production and forbid excessive consumption, sustainability improves. Disallowing plastics pushes industries toward eco-friendly alternatives and innovation. Prolific. Producing large amounts or results. Productive. Abundant. Fruitful. High-yielding. What makes someone a prolific writer? A prolific writer is consistent, productive, and driven. They produce abundant work across topics and remain focused. Their fruitful imagination keeps ideas flowing, and high-yielding writing habits allow them to complete projects regularly. Discipline and creativity fuel their output. Province. A principal administrative division of a country. Region. District. Territory. Area. How do cultural traditions vary across provinces in your country? In Bangladesh, provinces show rich cultural diversity. Each region has distinct cuisine and dialects. One district may celebrate festivals differently from another, and traditions vary across territories. This area-based uniqueness contributes to a vibrant, inclusive national identity. Proximity. Nearness in space, time, or relationship. Nearness. Closeness. Vicinity. Adjacency. Why is proximity to public transport important for city dwellers? Proximity to public transport is essential for urban convenience. When people live in close vicinity to stations, they enjoy nearness to essential services. This adjacency makes commuting easier. Such closeness reduces travel time, promotes sustainability, and improves quality of life. Proxy. A substitute or agent representing someone. Representative. Surrogate. Substitute. Delegate. When is it useful to appoint a proxy for decision-making? Appointing a proxy is useful during emergencies or absences. A trusted representative can act on your behalf. This surrogate provides continuity. Whether it's a business delegate or a medical substitute, having someone reliable ensures decisions are made smoothly and responsibly. Psychiatry. The medical field dealing with mental health and disorders. Mental medicine. Psychological care. Neuropsychiatry. Psychiatric science. How has psychiatry evolved in modern healthcare? Psychiatry has advanced with better understanding of disorders. Mental medicine now combines therapy and medication. Neuropsychiatry explores brain behavior links, while psychiatric science develops tailored treatments. Psychological care has become more compassionate, reducing stigma and improving access. Psychology. The study of mind and behavior. Mental science. Behavioral study. Cognitive science. Psychological theory. How can psychology help improve workplace culture? Psychology helps shape healthier workplaces. Through behavioral study, companies identify team dynamics. Mental science informs emotional well-being strategies. Cognitive science improves focus, and psychological theories support leadership training. Together, they create more productive and empathetic environments. Public. Relating to the general population or shared spaces. Communal. Civic. Collective. Societal. Why is public participation vital in government decisions? Public involvement strengthens democracy. When civic voices are heard, policies reflect communal concerns. A collective effort promotes fairness. Societal engagement builds transparency, and shared responsibility ensures inclusive development that responds to people's actual needs. Punitive. Intended to punish or penalize. Disciplinary. Penal. Corrective. Retaliatory. Should governments adopt punitive measures for environmental violations? Punitive action discourages violations. Disciplinary fines hold polluters accountable. Penal systems deter repeat offenses. Corrective programs educate wrongdoers, while retaliatory laws send a strong message. Environmental harm needs real consequences to drive sustainable behavior. Pursue. To follow or strive for something. Chase. Seek. Follow. Aim for. Why do people pursue creative careers despite challenges? Many pursue creative paths for fulfillment. They chase passion over profit. Artists often seek self-expression and aim for purpose. Despite obstacles, they follow instincts because meaning matters more than monetary gain. These choices reflect dedication to authenticity and growth. Quality. The standard or degree of excellence. Standard. Caliber. Grade. Value. What determines the quality of education? Quality education depends on teaching caliber and curriculum grade. High standards drive better outcomes. When resources and teacher value align, learning thrives. The system must promote excellence, ensuring students receive guidance that meets global expectations and real-world relevance. Quantity. The measurable amount of something. Amount. Volume. Number. Total. Why is it important to balance quantity and quality in work output? Productivity should balance quantity with quality. Producing a high volume means efficiency, but total output must maintain value. Numbers alone don't define success. When the amount of work aligns with excellence, professionals contribute meaningfully and consistently to their roles. Rational. Based on reason, logic, and clear thinking. Logical. sensible, reasonable, coherent. How can people stay rational during emotional situations? Staying rational means remaining sensible under stress. Logical thinking calms reactions. When responses are coherent and reasonable, conflicts de-escalate. Practicing mindfulness helps individuals think clearly, ensuring decisions reflect awareness rather than impulse. Recycle. To reuse waste materials to create new products. Reuse. Reprocess. Repurpose. Recover. Why should households recycle more consistently? Recycling reduces waste and pollution. When families reuse packaging and reprocess materials, they conserve resources. By repurposing old items and recovering raw materials, recycling supports sustainability. Consistent practice benefits both the environment and community health. Reform. To improve by making changes. Change. Restructure. Revamp. Amend. Why do some people resist political reform? Some people resist political reform because change often feels unsettling. While others believe it's necessary to restructure flawed systems or revamp outdated laws, those resistant fear uncertainty. Even when efforts aim to amend social inequalities, resistance stems from mistrust or lack of engagement. Region. A specific area or part of a country. Area. Zone. District. Territory. How do economic activities vary by region? Economic activities vary greatly across regions. In coastal areas, fishing dominates, whereas agricultural zones focus on farming. Urban districts center on industry, and rural territories lean toward crafts or trade. These differences reflect climate, resources, and population needs unique to each area. Reinforce. To strengthen or support something. Strengthen. Support. Fortify. Cement. How can teachers reinforce classroom learning? Teachers reinforce learning through repetition and examples. They strengthen concepts with visuals, support discussions with real-life applications, and fortify understanding via tests. These strategies cement knowledge and build lasting academic foundations in students' minds. Reign. The period during which someone rules. Rule. Govern. Command. Dominion. What are some cultural achievements during a monarch's reign? Many cultural achievements emerge during a monarch's reign. When leaders rule effectively, they govern art and architecture investments. Historical figures who command resources wisely often inspire golden eras. Their dominion promotes education, national identity, and legacy. Reluctant. Unwilling or hesitant. Unenthusiastic. Resistant. Hesitant. Apprehensive. Why are some students reluctant to speak in public? Students are often reluctant to speak publicly due to fear of judgment. They feel unenthusiastic about expressing opinions openly. Apprehensive about pronunciation and grammar, many become resistant. This hesitation reduces confidence, even when their ideas are intelligent and worth sharing. Reminiscent. Tending to remind someone of something else. Evocative. Suggestive. Reminding. Reflective. What kind of smells are reminiscent of childhood? Scents like baking cookies are deeply reminiscent of childhood. These evocative aromas can instantly transport you back in time. Suggestive of safety and comfort, they are reflective of family and tradition. The way certain smells reminding us of the past is emotionally powerful. Resource. A supply of something valuable or necessary. Asset. Tool. Material. Commodity. Why must we use natural resources responsibly? Using natural resources responsibly is essential for sustainability. These assets include water, land, and minerals. If we misuse these tools or waste essential materials, we deplete future supplies. Commodities must be conserved to protect ecosystems and secure livelihoods for the next generation. Respect. Admiration or consideration for someone or something. Regard. Esteem. Honor. Recognition. Why is mutual respect important in relationships? Mutual respect builds trust and stability. When partners show regard for each other's opinions, esteem deepens. Honoring boundaries creates emotional safety, and regular recognition of effort strengthens affection. Without it, communication suffers and conflicts escalate. Restrict. To limit or control. Limit. Constrain. Confine. Regulate. Should governments restrict access to harmful online content? Yes, governments should restrict harmful online content to protect users. Limiting violent or misleading media helps reduce its influence. When authorities regulate platforms or constrain toxic behavior, they create safer digital spaces. Confined exposure can safeguard vulnerable audiences. Revive. To bring something back to life or consciousness. Restore. Renew. Awaken. Resuscitate. How can cultural traditions be revived? Cultural traditions can be revived by promoting festivals and education. When communities restore lost rituals and renew interest through media, they preserve identity. Youth engagement helps awaken pride. Museums and documentaries resuscitate practices once forgotten, giving culture fresh relevance. Rhythm. A regular repeated pattern of movement or sound. Beat. Flow. Tempo. Cadence. How does rhythm affect music? Rhythm defines music's heartbeat. It sets the beat and creates a flow that drives emotional response. A well-controlled tempo balances melody and movement, while the cadence influences dancing and mood. Without rhythm, music loses its structure and charm. Rigidity. Inability or unwillingness to change or be flexible. Inflexibility. Stiffness. Hardness. Strictness. Can rigidity be helpful in any profession? Yes, rigidity can be helpful in law or aviation, where inflexibility ensures safety. Stiffness in procedure reduces errors. Hardness in compliance maintains integrity, and strictness builds accountability. But over-rigidity may hinder creativity or problem-solving in dynamic fields. Ritual. A ceremonial or repeated act. Ceremony. Custom. Tradition. Practice. How do rituals influence cultural identity? Rituals define cultural identity through repeated customs. Each ceremony symbolizes beliefs and connects generations. These traditions foster unity, and common practices build emotional bonds. Participating in rituals reaffirms values and deepens cultural pride. Ransom. Payment made to release a person or item held captive. Payment. Redemption. Compensation. Buyout. Should authorities negotiate ransom demands? Ransom negotiations raise ethical concerns. While payment may ensure safety, this compensation can fund crime. Some support strategic redemption under pressure, while others oppose any buyout. Governments must weigh the risks and impact before responding, focusing on safety and deterrence. Replica. An exact copy of something. Duplicate. Imitation. Reproduction. Clone. Why do museums use replicas in exhibitions? Museums use replicas to protect originals. Displaying duplicates prevents damage while educating visitors. These imitations maintain authenticity, and high-quality reproductions preserve cultural heritage. A realistic clone allows accessibility without compromising priceless artifacts. Repercussion. A consequence or result, often negative. Consequence. After effect. Fallout. Ramification. What are the long-term repercussions of poor diet? A poor diet can lead to serious repercussions. These consequences include chronic illness and fatigue. The after-effects might impact productivity, while fallout on mental health can be significant. Such ramifications extend beyond physical health and affect emotional and social well-being. Retain. To keep or continue to have. Keep. Preserve. Maintain. Hold on to. Why is it important to retain information while studying? Retaining knowledge is crucial during academic preparation. Students must keep core concepts fresh, preserve details for exams, and maintain focus throughout revision. When learners hold on to key facts, their ability to apply and analyze ideas strengthens significantly. Retail. The sale of goods to the public. Commercial. Consumer-based. Shop-level. Market-driven. How has online retail changed shopping habits? Online retail has revolutionized shopping. This commercial shift allows consumers to buy from home. Market-driven platforms promote convenience, while shop-level competition increases variety. The consumer-based experience is now more personalized and accessible than ever before. Retract. To take back or withdraw. Withdraw. Recant. Revoke. Reverse. When should someone retract a public statement? If a public statement causes offense or spreads misinformation, it's ethical to retract it. To withdraw harmful claims shows accountability. By recanting or revoking the comment, one can restore trust. Reversing words doesn't erase mistakes, but it can initiate reconciliation and transparency. Revise. To change something to improve or update. Edit. Adjust. Amend. Modify. How do students benefit from revising essays before submission? Revising essays ensures clarity and coherence. When students edit errors, adjust structure, and amend arguments, the final output improves. They modify content to reflect deeper thinking. Regular revision cultivates better writing and enhances overall academic performance. Satellite. An object that orbits a planet or acts as an extension. Orbiter. Spacecraft. Relay. Offshoot. Why are satellites important in communication? Satellites enhance global communication. These orbiters relay signals between regions. Spacecraft improve navigation systems, while their role as offshoots of innovation allows instant data exchange. Without satellites, modern connectivity and broadcasting would be severely limited. Saturation. The state of being filled or soaked completely. Fullness. Density. Overload. Excess. How does market saturation affect new businesses? Market saturation poses challenges for new enterprises. When there's fullness of competitors and high density of offerings, businesses struggle to stand out. This overload can lead to reduced profits, and excess supply forces companies to innovate or target niche audiences to survive. Scheme. A systematic plan or arrangement. Program. Project. Blueprint. Strategy. What types of schemes do governments use to reduce poverty? Governments use targeted schemes to combat poverty. These programs offer food support and job training. Projects provide shelter and education, while blueprints guide policymaking. Such strategies aim to improve living standards and enable long-term economic inclusion for vulnerable groups. Scrutiny. Close and critical examination. Inspection. Analysis. Examination. Review. Why should scientific research undergo scrutiny? Scientific research must undergo thorough scrutiny to ensure accuracy. Detailed inspection helps uncover flaws. Through critical analysis and examination of methods, results gain validity. Transparent peer review maintains integrity, and such processes prevent misinformation from spreading. Segment. A part of something divided or separated. Section. Portion. Slice. Division. How do businesses target different customer segments? Businesses analyze market segments to personalize marketing. Each section, like youth or seniors, has unique preferences. Targeting a portion with tailored products ensures relevance. Companies divide strategies to meet diverse needs, optimizing results and customer satisfaction. Sequence. A specific order of events or things. Series. Chain. Progression. Arrangement. How does the sequence of events affect storytelling? Storytelling relies on a meaningful sequence. A well-structured series of actions maintains tension. The progression drives character development, and each chain of events builds narrative momentum. A clear arrangement helps audiences connect emotionally and stay engaged. Setbacks. Problems that delay or hinder progress. Obstacles. Hurdles. Failures. Disruptions. How should someone deal with career setbacks? Career setbacks require resilience. Facing obstacles like missed promotions or job loss can be daunting. By learning from hurdles and turning failures into lessons, people grow stronger. Temporary disruptions often lead to long-term clarity, helping individuals reassess goals and strategies.